Now, one of the key things and interesting things about microcontroller technology is connecting them via Ethernet, via Wi-Fi. And WIZnet have been busy for the last 2 years creating new boards based on the Raspberry Pi 2040. I'm talking to Viktor here to find out more and also learn how we can enter their WizFi competition. Well, it's great to be here at the WIZnet stand at Embedded World 2022, talking to you, Viktor. Tell me a little bit more about what WIZnet does.
Hi Stuart, welcome to our booth. WIZnet are a South Korean company, so we are focusing on Ethernet connectivity solutions. So our unique technology is hardware TCP/IP stack, which is aimed to reduce a load on MCU by taking care of TCP/IP by hardware, not the software.
And I understand that you've been running a contest recently. Why did you decide to have a competition?
Yes, actually we finished this last month. And before telling about the contest, so let me tell you about the story of it. All of us know that Raspberry Pi released RP2040 last year, and it's a great chip. It has a PIO, dual cortex, and other cool features. But what it was lacking is a connectivity. So as our WIZnet chips are de facto standard for Arduino boards, so we decided to join a Raspberry Pi ecosystem too. So as a result, last November, we released 2 new boards. One is WIZnet Ethernet head, and another is W5100S-EVB-PIco. So the head is a hardware attached on top, so it can be stacked on your Pico board and add the connectivity to it. And 5100S-EVB-PIco is a Raspberry Pi Pico clone board, but with added Ethernet connectivity on it. So in order to promote this board, in December we started a WIZnet Ethernet head contest, and it had 2 stages. So first was idea submission stage, and second was final project submission.
Fantastic. Super.
And in May we announced the winners. So the first place went to the great project. It was called AI-driven 3D printed tracker.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so the author wanted to have a remote tracking of his 3D printer, and since he needed a stable connection for it, that's why he used our W5100S-EVB-PIco. So he added AI and the camera so that he could constantly track with his Telegram application what his printer is doing. So in my opinion, it's a great project, like showing how we need a device to monitor your another device.
Exactly.
So another project which got first place is a CAN 2 Ethernet gateway. So as you know, CAN bus is widely used in various fields, like from automobiles and others.
Industry as well.
Yeah. So that project is the authors teams, they created a small device with an LCD display where you can transfer your which is converting from CAN bus to Ethernet.
So some really exciting, interesting projects there. Were there any other projects which you thought were really innovative?
Yes, actually there is one great project. It's called the WizCube. So its authors are from Greece and Denmark. And as I know, those guys never met each other in real life.
Okay.
But they made a team up online and they brought this project to life. So WizCube is a 10 by 10 by 10 device which can be used in various applications, starting from PLC controllers or IoT devices. And it's used since it needed also Ethernet connectivity, so that's why they built their device based on our 5100S-EVB-PIco.
Now, obviously 2 years we've been not able to see each other because of Corona, and I'm sure there's lots of innovation going on at WIZnet in the meantime. I understand you have some new Wi-Fi based solutions.
Yes, as mentioned before, we at WIZnet are working hard to provide a connectivity solution to RP2040 and Raspberry Pi Pico board. So that's why last month we released 2 new boards. So one is WizFi360 and second one is W5500 So both of these boards are Pico clones, but WizFi360 adds Wi-Fi and W5500 adds wired connectivity. So to tell you briefly about WizFi360 is our Wi-Fi module, which is Microsoft Azure certified, and also it's included in ARM-CMC's PEG driver. So developers familiar with that can easily integrate our Wi-Fi module into their project. Actually, for this board, we provide a sample code. It's available in our GitHub too. So it's utilizing FreeRTOS with ARM-CMC's drive pack.
That sounds really exciting. Now, one of the things, of course, that caught my eye when I came to the stand today was that you're starting another competition to encourage people to take a look at the WizFi board. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yes, exactly. Actually, this contest, this new WizFi360 contest is starting this week.
Wow, super.
Yes, it's same as previous Ethernet head contest. It will also have two stages. So first stage will be idea submission stage, where you need to describe your project, what you're gonna do, and then we'll ship a free sample. And second stage will last for 2 months, where all the participants will have the time to complete their development and then to submit their final project. And then by October 17, we'll announce final winners.
Yeah.
And the winners will get iPad Pro.
And how can people participate? Can they find it on your website?
Yes, so to participate is really easy. You just need to go to our website, maker.wiznet.io, and you'll see the huge banner with our contest. And you need to join our website and you can participate.
Now, it's great to see new hardware on display at an embedded show, but developers know how important it is to have the software, the tools, the libraries to enable them to get started. Where are those from WIZnet? How do people get started?
So for developers who are already familiar with Raspberry Pi Pico board, those will not have any trouble working with our boards, because we are, obviously they are Pico clones. So in general, let's say if you're working in C environment, you would need GCC compiler, Visual Studio tools, and then your preferred editor, and obviously Git, Python, and so on, so on. So if you're working with CircuitPython, we recommend using Adafruit 5K Ethernet library.
Okay.
Yeah, we are working closely with them to make it better.
Fantastic.
And we do have our own GitHub repository, so we'll provide all the sample codes. Also, we have a docs website, which you can find at docs.wiznet.io. So we can find all the information like data sheets, how to start guides,
Fantastic,
and all the manuals there.
Great. Now, I also understand that there's another new product which allows you to connect the serial port of a microcontroller and connect it to Ethernet networks.
Yes, since we are doing Ethernet connectivity solutions, so for about 15 years we've been making serial to Ethernet modules. So the purpose of this model is, let's say you have an existing device like a power meter or I don't know, a coffee machine, and eventually these days everybody wants to go to cloud and everybody needs a network connectivity. And if you do not want to redesign your board, but all of the MCUs they have a UART or some serial interface, so for these devices it's gonna be easy, just to add our small hardware. And in this way, you can easily add Ethernet connectivity to your device.
Fantastic. Well, it's been really a joy to chat to you, Viktor, here at the Embedded World Show and find out what WIZnet's been up to. Thanks for the great insights.
Yeah, thanks for visiting too.